17. All will be judged. Modern translations uses the phrase here in verse 17, a winnowing fork. Here we're described wheat and the threshing of the wheat. That's the analogy that John the Baptist is using here. We don't do any of this anymore because we have machines called combines that do it all. Except the guy in the seat, driving the combine, and it's cutting the wheat. But in that day, you would cut the wheat in stalks. You would tie some of those stalks around it. You would set it there in the field. Many of our old pictures of old farming would have those stalks setting up throughout the field, and people would come and gather those stalks up, and they would go to the threshing floor. They would beat those stalks until the wheat kernels fell off of the stalks, and then when the pile of wheat was there, they would have a winnowing fork. They would have something that they would lift through that wheat, and as it went into the air, there are little husks that are around individual grains of wheat, and then that would be broken loose from the grain of wheat, and that husk would be blown away into the air. Then the farmer had raw wheat that he could go and crush and make flour and bread and such as that. But the chaff of the wheat was useless. You couldn't shovel it. It was just so fine and flaky that the wind would just blow it everywhere. That's why they often would toss it into the air to separate the wheat and the chaff. And John the Baptist says, listen, you people who are listening to me preach, John the Baptist would say, you are either the wheat or you are the chaff. You are either the wheat or you are the chaff. If you are a believer, if you are a trusting person in Jesus Christ for your salvation, then you are the wheat, and God is going to gather you into His heaven. But the unbeliever is referred to as the chaff, and the chaff is going to be thrown into hell. And so the contrast that John the Baptist is stating here is you're either wheat or you're chaff, you're either a believer or an unbeliever. Your destination is either heaven or it is hell. But there's something here I want you to see, because as he talks about this threshing floor, that it's going to be a thorough purging. There's no grains that are going to get lost. No one's going to be exempt. There is nothing about this judgment that communicates that someone's going to escape. What John the Baptist is saying here, no one escapes judgment. Everyone is examined. No one is left. No one is forgotten. There are no exemptions. Judgment is coming for everyone. Now, those of you who are sitting in this room who are born-again Christians are going to say, wait a minute, preacher. I thought I'm not going to face judgment. Let me back up a little bit, okay? Everyone faces judgment. Either your judgment was taken care of on the cross by Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago, or you're going to face it on your own. But everyone faces judgment. Yeah, for the Christian, one could say, well, God has already judged my sin. He did so when He sent His Son Jesus to die on the cross. Christian, do you realize you've already been judged and found spotless, white as snow, clean as the whitest wool, because Jesus has taken our sins upon Himself. And now, for us, the judgment is over, and heaven is the reward. Everyone is going to understand judgment one day.